All right, so Newcastle back in the Champions League. I mean, Knights at St. James and Park are back, which is amazing. But to really stay there at that level, I mean, that's a whole other thing. It takes more than, just having a few good players.
Yeah, you need depth and experience. You need a squad that can really handle the pressure of playing week in and week out against some of the best teams in Europe.
Right. Okay, so let's sort of unpack this a little bit. I mean, Newcastle had a fantastic 2022-23 season. They got that Champions League qualification, had some incredible wins, but there were maybe a few cracks showing as well
Yeah, if you're aiming for, consistent success in those European competitions, you really have to be clinical. And there were times when Newcastle showed those moments of brilliance, but, they struggle sometimes to really capitalize on those scoring opportunities.
Exactly, and that's really where this transfer rumor gets interesting. We're talking about Arda Güler, young player currently at Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid. Known for that star-studded lineup. Not easy to break through there as a young player.
Definitely not. And according to transfer journalist Graham Bailey, Güler's finding it a bit tough to get those consistent minutes at Real Madrid. And this is drawing some attention from a few Premier League clubs. We're talking Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Tottenham.
Oh, wow. And we're also talking a pretty hefty price tag. I mean, Real Madrid paid something like £17 million for him. So any club wanting to get him, they'd need to offer quite a bit more than that.
Yeah, so this is no bargain. This would be a serious investment for Newcastle. So what's all the hype about? What makes this player so special? Why are all these clubs after him?
Well, even with limited minutes at Real Madrid, he managed to score 6 goals in 23 appearances.
Wow.
Think about that. Averaging a goal contribution every 122 minutes.
That's pretty impressive, especially coming off the bench.
Yeah.
He hasn't had the time to build that chemistry with the other players.
Yeah, and it's not just about the numbers. I mean, even Carlo Ancelotti, the manager of Real Madrid, called him special.
So he's got the skills. He's got the stats. What else is there?
When you see him play, you really understand what the excitement is all about. His attacking stats are amazing. I mean, he ranks so highly among his peers in those key areas like creativity, chance creation, and, just being a goal-scoring threat.
So not just a flash in the pan. He's got the numbers to back it all up.
Exactly. But we can go deeper than that, really break down his style of play. One thing that really jumps out is his dribbling ability. He's so fast. But it's not just speed. He's also incredibly agile. He can change direction so quickly. Really leaves defenders behind.
Yeah, he sounds like he could bring something totally new to Newcastle's attack.
Right. Think about how he fits into their system. Newcastle, they love those quick transitions. Direct attacking play. And Güler, with his ability to just beat defenders, create space for himself or his teammates. That could be huge for them.
Yeah, and it's not just goals. He's a playmaker too.
Yeah.
So how would that work with someone like Callum Wilson up front for Newcastle?
Imagine this. Güler gets the ball out on the wing, cuts inside, beats a defender, and then plays this perfect through ball to Wilson, who's making a run into the box. I mean, that could be deadly.
Yeah, I can see the headlines now. But let's not get too carried away. This is the Premier League, not La Liga.
Right. It's a very different beast.
Yeah.
Known for its physicality, the pace, the tactical intensity. Not an easy league to adapt to, especially for a young player coming from a different style of football.
So could he handle it?
Right.
Could he handle the physicality? I mean, he's obviously got talent. But week in, week out?
Well, he's still young. He'll need to keep developing physically. But Newcastle, they've got a really good strength and conditioning team, so they definitely work on preparing him for the Premier League.
And it's not just the physical side. It's the mental toughness, too. Can he deal with the pressure of playing for a big club with these huge expectations?
Yeah. The Premier League spotlight can be intense. It's a whole new level of media scrutiny, fan pressure. He'd need to be strong, really focused to thrive in that environment.
So it's a lot to ask. But if he can do it, if he can adapt to the Premier League and overcome those challenges, he could become a truly special player for Newcastle.
Oh, absolutely. The potential is there. But what if? What if Newcastle decided to go in a different direction?
Okay, so we've been talking about Güler, but are you saying there might be other players out there who could be a good fit?
Maybe someone who's already proven themselves in the Premier League. Someone who wouldn't need that adjustment period.
Right. A player who could make an impact straight away.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. So who are we thinking of?
Well, there are a few interesting names. One that comes to mind is Harvey Barnes, who just moved from Leicester City to...
Wait a minute. You're talking about the Harvey Barnes, who just signed with Newcastle's rivals down south.
That's the one. He's already proven himself. as a really dangerous attacker in the Premier League. I mean, he's got a fantastic track record of scoring goals.
Yeah, he's fast, direct, scores goals. Yeah, I can see why he'd be on the radar. But wouldn't it be tough to get him to push sides?
Yeah.
He literally just joined their rivals.
That's the challenge for sure. But Newcastle have shown that they're willing to spend big money if they think he's the missing piece. They might just make him an offer he can't refuse.
It would be a bold move, that's for sure. So the big question is, if you were in Newcastle's shoes, do you go all in on this young guy Gugler? Huge potential, could be a superstar. Or play it safe with someone like Barnes, who's already a proven Premier League player.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You have that excitement with Gugler, that unknown potential, but there's also that risk. He might not adjust to the Premier League.
Yeah.
And then you have Barnes, reliable, makes an impact straight away, but maybe not as much room for growth.
Yeah, I see both sides. I mean, Gugler, he could be a game changer, take Newcastle to a whole other level. But what if he struggles? Takes time to find his feet.
And Barnes, you know what you're getting. Proven goal scorer, knows the league, fits right into the system. But he might be more expensive. And maybe not the same long-term potential as Gugler.
So it's a gamble no matter what. Weigh those potential rewards against the risks.
Exactly. And Newcastle have to make that decision based on their own evaluation, the budget, their goals, and how much risk they're willing to take.
It's like the Gugler. It's like that exciting roller coaster ride. The highs could be incredible, but there might be a few drops along the way. And then with Barnes, it's like a scenic train journey. Nice and smooth. You know where you're going.
I like that analogy. And ultimately, it's up to Newcastle to decide which journey they want to take.
I think we've covered a lot today. Let's do a quick recap of our deep dive into these potential transfers for Newcastle.
Okay, so we started with Newcastle's ambitions to be a real force in European football. And then we looked at their needs, especially in attack, if they really want to achieve those goals.
Right, and then there's that exciting possibility of signing Arda Güler, this young star from Real Madrid. We talk about his strengths, how he could fit in at Newcastle, and those challenges of adapting to a new league.
We also considered Harvey Barnes, more experienced, already a proven player in the Premier League.
And in the end, we leave you with that question. Which path should Newcastle take? The young star with all that potential? Or the guy who's already proven himself?
It's a big decision. Could really shape Newcastle's future.
It really could. And that's what makes the transfer market so exciting. All the strategy, the ambition, the risks, and of course, building that winning team. And who knows, maybe Newcastle's got something else up their sleeve, a player we haven't even talked about. That's the beauty of football, isn't it? Always full of surprises.
Absolutely. Keep watching as the transfer window unfolds. This story is far from over, and who knows what might happen next.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of football. But until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that passion for the beautiful game alive.